I hope Paddy is gonna lose because if Paddy wins, it's gonna be a problem for me again.
Why do you think so?
I think he's gonna try and avoid me.
You say if he wins against Justin or if he wins against Ilya?
No, against Justin. Against Ilya, he never can beat Ilya.
Okay.
Yeah, he wants me to get hurt because I'm not gonna fight him. I'm a nightmare for him, and he knows that if we're gonna fight, he's gonna lose.
The lightweight division has been buzzing lately, and one fighter keeps stirring things up even though he's not locked in for his next UFC bout. Arman is throwing shade at the entire weight class, basically calling everyone out for running scared. He's painting himself as the guy nobody wants to dance with, staying busy and cashing checks while he waits for what he believes is rightfully his. His latest post drips with frustration as he positions himself as the boogeyman everyone's desperately trying to avoid. Everybody's running from me, so I'll just keep moving around collecting these easy paydays while I wait.
Me to get hurt because I'm not gonna fight him. I'm a nightmare for him, and he knows that if we're gonna fight, he's gonna lose, and he's gonna try not to fight me on his whole life. And I hope Justin Gaethje gonna knock him out and send him back to England, and he can eat his I don't know what he's eating there, chicken or whatever.
Tsarukyan just dropped some interesting intel about who he wants to see win between Justin Gaethje and Paddy Pimblett. His take is pretty straightforward. If Justin pulls off the victory, that sets up the fight he's been hunting for. But if Paddy gets the W, chances are he'll just duck the smoke. What makes this spicy is how Tsarukyan sees Gaethje as a real warrior who doesn't back down from tough matchups, making their potential clash something that could actually happen for real.
Because once I get this belt, I'm not going to stop. I'm going to beat Ilya. I'm going to beat Paddy. I'm going to beat Ilya. And then I got to get Max back. Have to. So I need him to win. I need him to beat Charles.
Right.
Actually, I guess it doesn't matter. They both beat me, so I want either one of those back. Yeah. Those are the only two guys that I have the opportunity to get back right now. So that's what I'm shooting.
Meanwhile, Justin Gaethje is making it crystal clear that snagging the belt would just be the beginning of his journey. He's not treating championship gold like some finish line where he gets to coast. Instead, he sees it as the key that unlocks all the unfinished business he's been carrying around, with that previous loss still eating at him and pushing him forward.
Max Holloway for the BMF belt, a belt that you've held before. What do you think of that matchup?
Yeah, I love it. Love it. Love it. Yeah. I hope Max wins. I hope Ilya goes up, and then I can fight Max on the White House card and take the BMF belt and the championship.
Oh, there you go.
Justin Gaethje has his sights locked on running it back with Max Holloway, and he's openly pulling for Holloway to get past Charles Oliveira. His master plan involves Ilia Topuria stepping back and playing the waiting game, which would clear the path for him to throw down with Holloway at the White House venue.
What if Ilya comes back in the summertime, right? And now you've got an interim champion, and usually the interim champion will fight the actual champion. Maybe. You're neither of those. That means we're talking about another fight happening, and you're not fighting for the belt, and now we're talking about the back end of the year.
Yeah, but maybe BMF title.
Okay.
So we'll see.
You don't want that, right? You want the real title.
Yeah, I want the real title, but I don't want to wait until the end of the next year. And then Ilya, he fights once a year. Maybe he defend his title in June and then say, okay, I'll fight next year in June. And then what I can do, just stay. And I'm not that young to wait a lot too. So if they give me BMF title, it would be great too. If Charles Oliveira wins, so it's gonna be good. We got the story, and just get that belt, and then the real belt.
Tsarukyan is also eyeing whoever comes out on top between Charles Oliveira and Max Holloway for that BMF championship strap. His reasoning is solid if Ilia Topuria doesn't step back in there until summer hits, and considering Ilia only scraps once a year, he's not about to sit around twiddling his thumbs. That BMF championship represents a massive opportunity he can grab while the timing works out.
When I was going to lose to Max, who makes the choice? There to go to sleep or knock him out, you know. I knew I was losing and I knew that was my only chance. And most people, you know, rightly so, would not take that chance. But that's who I am, and that's, if I get that chance, if I'm in that position again, I will do the same exact thing.
He stands by that wild decision he made in those final moments against Max Holloway without a shred of regret. Reading the writing on the wall, he knew the fight was slipping away from him, so he decided to roll the dice on himself instead of just trying to survive until the final bell. His perspective is that most fighters would never take that kind of risk, but embracing chaos has always been his signature move, and if another fight ever comes down to that same make-or-break moment, he's made it clear his approach won't change one bit.
That he wants to keep this on the feet. We know his knockout power, but your submission skills are so slick. You want to take it to the ground? Oh, okay.
I'll keep it on the feet with him. Yeah. Like, there's the blueprint there to beat him. Max done it, and I everyone underestimates my strike, and everyone thinks I'm just gonna come in and I'm gonna take him down, and I'm not. Like, he had an absolute war with Chandler, and I Chandler up. So I know MMA math doesn't work, but you'll see come Jan 24 when we have a perfect game plan and we finish him within 3.
Paddy Pimblett is convinced that Max Holloway already cracked the code on how to dismantle Justin Gaethje on the feet. He's radiating confidence about trading leather with him, planning to use Max's performance as his roadmap, and he's so sure of his own game plan that he's predicting he'll put Gaethje away inside 3 rounds.
Every single one of these is a traumatic life experience, and it's there's no matching the high or the low of winning or losing this sport. And it kind of ruined other parts of life, but no, I am so hungry, and I've never felt more alive than when I feel in there. I will miss it when it's gone, and I think I truly love it more than most.
Are you allowing yourself to think about that yet? When you said when it's gone, you're not anywhere near that yet, are you?
No. But it's not the beginning. I'm 37 years old. There's no, I'd be a fool to think that we're just getting started here. The end is near.
Justin Gaethje is being real about where he stands in his career timeline right now. He describes fighting like it's this incredible rush that gives you the highest highs and lowest lows. Something so intense, it changes how everything else in your world feels, by comparison. Instead of running from that truth, he's embracing it head-on, claiming he feels more alive and driven than he has in years. While he's emphasizing he's far from done, Gaethje admits he can see the end approaching in the distance, and that awareness has made him treasure every single moment he has left in this game.
One more knockout. I went to sleep. Before that, I'd never been put to sleep. If I would get put to sleep again, I would definitely call it quits.
Really? So you're drawing a line?
That's been my line. Yeah, it never happened. So it wasn't like if I get knocked out, I'm quitting. But once I got knocked out, 37 years old. If I was 20, 27, 30, this would be a different story. But this is not the beginning. This is definitely the end of my career, and it's been such an amazing thing. And obviously, they'll use and abuse you in this sport, and you have to protect yourself. And I obviously have created a team. I got my family and my coaches, and they all have my best interests in at hand. And I've always told them that I'm in it till they say I don't have it no more. Or whenever I feel like my younger self, the hunger of my younger self can beat the skills that I have now, then it would be done.
Justin also put it out there that if he takes another knockout loss, he'd probably hang up the gloves for good. He broke it down by saying that getting starched for the first time forced him to take a hard look at where his career stands, acknowledging this isn't the opening act anymore, but the final chapters. Gaethje stressed how important it is to protect his long-term health, trusting his team and family to keep his best interests at heart, and knowing when to walk away before the sport takes more from him than it gives back.
I wasn't too surprised. I know Ilya's going through a lot of stuff and wish him nothing but the best with it, know what I mean? That's nothing to do with us fighting, it's nothing to do with being in the cage. So all that around his family life, I hope everything goes perfect for him. But when he does finally come back and get in the cage, I want to punch his face in. But for now, when I win this belt, I am the champ, know what I mean? While he's out the cage, I'm the lightweight champ. And but that's the way I see it.
So that interim belt to you will feel undisputed?
Yeah.
Paddy Pimblett hinted that he's already got Ilia Toporia's eventual comeback on his radar, even though he's completely locked in on Justin Gaethje for UFC. He made his intentions crystal clear. When Topuria decides to return, there won't be any easy fights waiting for him, because he plans to meet him head-on and make a real statement. Pimblett's game plan is pretty straightforward. Take care of business with Gaethje first, then shift all his focus to Topuria.
Well, essentially, he wants you to win. He wants that fight. Have you allowed yourself to think of what a fight with Ilya looks like?
Yeah, I think I beat him up as well. Know what I mean? Like, he's very small compared to me. Know what I mean? He's up to like here. He's not that wide. You've definitely seen that video of him and Pantoja stood next to each other, and they look the same weight. So, like, there's weight classes for a reason. And if he wants to fight me at 155, it'll get seriously messy on his face.
Paddy Pimblett threw some serious shade at Ilia Toporia's frame, suggesting his own physical advantages give him a significant upper hand. He made a point of highlighting how Ilia is smaller and more compact, emphasizing that weight divisions exist for very good reasons. Pimblett warned that if Topuria decides to jump up to 155, he might be walking into a world of hurt.
Says Scousers don't get knocked out. What do you say to that?
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Have you allowed?
I will try to test that theory.
Have you allowed yourself to think ahead to once you win, if you get the win, Ilia? No thought.
Nope, I've said it before. I don't ever plan on being alive after the fight. So if that's how it ends, that's how it ends.
Justin Gaethje emphasized that his entire focus is locked onto Paddy Pimblett right now. He broke down his approach as going into this fight with a complete war mentality. Zero distractions and no thoughts about anyone else on the roster. His concentration is completely dialed in on the task at hand.
I think I finish him wherever the fight goes, to be honest. Obviously, I know we can bang, but every fight we get a breakdown made of our opponents, and it actually shocks me how much he gets hit. And I know he takes one to give one, but you can't really just do that. At this level, that's why he's lost to people like Eddie Alvarez, Dustin Poirier, Charles, because you can't just take one to give one. And I'm not going to just be standing there to let him hit me back. You know what I mean? So, be using me range, keeping him on the outside, and I've got a feeling I'm going to knock him out, to be honest. I don't know what it is. I've just got a sneaky suspicion I'm going to knock him out. You know, I've been doing a lot of rounds with Luke Riley for this camp, and Luke's got much better technical striking than Justin Gaethje. And I'm having a lot of success sparring with Luke, and obviously one of my coaches, Ellis, who used to fight himself, he's the exact same build as Justin. He's 5'10" with a 70-inch reach. And I've been doing rounds with him. He's literally, because he doesn't fight anymore, lad, and he's just a coach, he's just done Justin's style for me. He hasn't got his own style. He's been doing Justin for me, and just the bits what we're working, I can see me knocking him out or dropping him and then submitting him. People are going on about his takedown defense, but if I want to take him down, I will take him down, lad. Simple as.
Pimblett is radiating serious confidence about a potential showdown with Justin Gaethje, making it clear he doesn't think it'll need the judges' scorecards. He sees Gaethje as a threat, but also someone with clear weaknesses, and he's positioning himself as the guy who can capitalize on those openings, suggesting the fight ends with him scoring a definitive finish.
No, Justin Gaethje has good wrestling. He uses it very well defensively. Can you foresee him maybe being able to stuff your takedowns?
No. I don't wrestle like a normal person. I don't shoot double legs and single legs and wrestle like a normal person does. I do everything differently. I'm not normal. So he's not gonna be able to get a sparring partner in what grapples like me or strikes like me, because I'm a weirdo.
Fair enough.
It's the way it is, but
He did call your style awkward, actually.
I'm honest, Val, and I'm very awkward. You can't really get a sparring partner in to do me because I'm so awkward. So I'm looking forward to fighting him. As I say, he's a legend. He's someone I've always loved watching. So to get the chance to actually get in the cage and fight with him is unbelievable. I can't wait, and to have Justin Gaethje on my resume is going to be something that'll last forever. You know what I mean? It'll be part of my legacy, and I'm looking forward to it. I just hope he doesn't retire once he's...
Pimblett has fully embraced his unconventional approach to fighting. He admits his style is weird and unorthodox, explaining that his striking and grappling don't follow conventional playbooks, which makes him impossible to simulate in training camp. Paddy points out that no sparring partner can truly mimic what he brings to the table, leaving his opponents confused and giving him a distinct advantage when the cage door closes.
He's against Daniel Cormier. What a stuffy. Cormier really is. I think if you really get to know Daniel Cormier, he's really not. He's an asshole. He was an asshole. I mean, he didn't really connect with any of the fighters here. He's just an asshole. I tried to make peace with him many times, and he made it very clear that he wants to be enemies for the rest of his life because how lucrative it is.
But you got having fun here.
There was moments where we got to laugh, but for the most part, he's a kid. You look at the way that he treats his staff members. He brought like 10 yes men out with him and literally, go get me my water. Where's my this? Why is that this? He just bosses guys around. And the times we weren't filming, he wasn't very sociable with the people on set. He's just a kid. I think people that really work with him know that.
Daniel Cormier has fired back at John Jones's recent verbal attacks. Just lately, John Jones went after Daniel Cormier hard, claiming he's tried multiple times to put their beef behind them. He suggested that regardless of what he does, the bad blood continues, making him feel like Cormier wants to keep their feud burning. John claims their old competition turned into personal hatred that DC refuses to let go of.
There was moments where we got to laugh, but for the most part, he's a dickhead. You look at the way that he treats his staff members. He brought like 10 yes men out with him and literally, go get me my water. Where's my this? Why is that this? It was just, he just bosses guys around. And the times we weren't filming, he wasn't very sociable with the people on set. He's just a dickhead. I think people that really work with him knows that.
Jones reflected on his experiences around Daniel Cormier, describing the atmosphere as uncomfortable whenever they were backstage together. He pointed out that any calm moments were overshadowed by tension. And as Cormier stuck with his crew and acted in ways that created friction, Jones suggested their time together only reinforced their existing problems, leaving his opinion of Cormier pretty much unchanged.
So, not willing to make peace, didn't connect with the fighters. There was like 4 shots in 30 seconds there.
Did you, have you worked with me?
Yes, I have.
For how long?
I worked, friends, covered you.
How long? Am I all those things?
No, that's why I thought it was very interesting to hear from him.
So then just trust John Jones. Maybe I'm all those things to him. Like, here's the deal. We were around each other every single day. And we were cordial. We had times where John and I actually laughed at stuff. Like, we laughed together at stuff. But if I didn't have to be around him, I'm not going to voluntarily be around him. Why would I want that? Look, man, I don't harbor the emotion of the past that I did with him. I really don't. But we spoke negatively about each other's families. We had a nasty thing. Like, he cheated constantly. Like, I don't have to let him off the hook and be his friend.
Cormier addressed John Jones's latest shots at him directly. Looking back on their complicated past, he acknowledged they'd been around each other plenty and even had some pleasant interactions, but he made it clear he has no interest in voluntarily hanging out with Jones. Cormier admitted their history was messy with trash talk and betrayals, and while his emotions aren't as intense as they used to be, he's not forgiving Jones or seeking any kind of friendship.
Do you compete against them in something this year? This seems to be the hot button issue right now. People want to see you in the RAF promotion or in some sort of competition. What are the chances?
I don't know, man. I don't know if it'll happen. Listen, to make me and him do anything costs so much money. There's very few people that can actually make it happen. So I don't know if it happens. And, the whole wrestling thing, that's cool, man. It's all cool to make pipe dreams, but I don't know that he's willing to allow me to embarrass him on a wrestling mat.
Daniel Cormier also confirmed he'd be open to a pure grappling match with John Jones, though he acknowledges making it happen would be complicated. He explained that putting together that kind of event would be expensive and logistically challenging, plus he has doubts that Jones would even agree to a wrestling-only format. Still, Cormier left the door open, framing it as an intriguing matchup that fans want to see, even if it remains just a fantasy.
Yeah, I'll go wrestle John Jones.
What if John Jones wants
He don't
to
even
fight?
have to make a video. Hey, he don't even have to make a video to ask me to wrestle.
Yeah. What if John Jones wants to fight?
I'm not fighting, man.
You don't?
No. I'm not fighting. Look at my face, dude. Look at all this gray.
Hey, you look great. I like the beard.
Hey, I'm not fighting. I would box him, but I'm not fighting.
You would box John? I would love to see it.
Why not?
Really?
Yeah, I'd box him his face up.
Wow.
Hey, Rob prefer to actually just not do any of that stuff, honestly.
Okay.
I'm old, man. I'm a commentator. I'm chilling. Yeah. Wrestling match, probably. Wrestling match would be preferable.
How does it go?
Wrestling?
Yeah.
10-0.
10-0. Easy.
Bro, I am an Olympian.
2-time.
We're going to get in a wrestling stance and wrestle with shoes on? 10-0.
Cormier got brutally honest about the idea of a grappling-only contest with John Jones. He stated flat out that he has no desire to actually fight anymore, joking about his age and gray hair situation. But he's completely confident in a wrestling-only scenario. Cormier declared that if they went pure grappling, it wouldn't even be competitive, claiming his Olympic background would result in an easy 10-0 domination.
This does happen. What you thinking, Henry? Because I don't think it's what people are general consensus is thinking. I don't think that's how this goes down.
What do you mean, like as in?
What you thinking? You think how you thinking?
No, if you're telling me you got John Jones?
I'm not telling you anything. All I'm saying is that's the general consensus, and I'm telling you right now, it's not that simple. Because John Jones never went to the Division I and had the accolades and all of that, people sleep on just how talented John Jones. I believe John Jones could have been a multiple-time Division I champion. I believe that. John Jones was that good at wrestling. That good. And I've watched John Jones decide, I'm going to wrestle. And when he decided to wrestle, he made people look bad. To where, listen, I'm telling you, this man is just freak athletic talent and the whole family. You know, John and Arthur, both state champion, New York state champions. You know, I know that's not saying a lot because that's high school, and DC definitely has the international, accolades. But listen, they fought. And yes, I understand that's just fighting, that's MMA. But when it came down to that wrestling exchange, John is no slouch. This ain't going to be just that easy.
However, Maris Mann issued a warning about sleeping on John Jones, pointing out that his abilities are undeniable even without that Division I wrestling background. He explained that when Jones chooses to grapple, he controls the tempo and can give problems to even elite-level opponents. Mann emphasized that a match against Daniel Cormier would be far from easy, identifying Jones as a serious threat in any grappling exchange, not some guaranteed win.
After spending all the time with John in Thailand, he's different today than he was back then. He's not that same person that he was back when him and I were going through all of our stuff. I just know. You know what Khabib is? You know what Khabib is and why he's such a great coach? Khabib is the most selfless person you've ever met. Dude, he can put his athletes above himself, in front of him, in everything that he does. And in order to be a great coach, you cannot have an ego. You have to become secondary to everyone that you coach. And John is he's still on the roster. He's an active fighter. And I don't know if he can be as giving and selfless to make Gable the true star of the show.
Daniel Cormier raised questions about John Jones's approach as a head coach. He suggests that John has changed over the years and hints that his ego might be getting in the way. Cormier emphasizes that truly effective coaching requires putting the team above everything else, but he thinks Jones still carries the mindset of an active fighter rather than someone dedicated to developing others. That wraps up today's breakdown. Drop your thoughts in the comments and make sure you're subscribed to stay updated on all the latest UFC drama and news.